Good day, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on navigation Vietnam complex tax landscape on a foreign investor. My name is Henry, the senior consultant at PREMIA TNC Vietnam. It's my pleasure to be the host today for this webinar. Today, I will talk about overview of Vietnam tax system, some key factors, and I will go through the overview of Vietnam tax system and some important factors. Our expected agenda for the whole program of this webinar. We will organize this presentation into 4 main parts. Now, let's talk about how Vietnam tax framework is structured. As foreign investor, it is important to understand the different obligations you might have and reporting requirements. In Vietnam, some of the key taxes that enterprise need to file frequently include value-added tax, corporate income tax, personal income tax, and withholding taxes. Other taxes will vary depending on the type of business. Our aim is to provide investors with a comprehensive understanding of Vietnam tax framework concerning business operation. Let's turn into the next issue. If you only going to remember one thing, it should be the deadline for some tax report in Vietnam. So now we come to the next point, which is part 2, main taxes in Vietnam. As I mentioned before, there are some key taxes in Vietnam like CAT, PAT, VAT, and other significant taxes. With the CAT involving rate, calculation methods, incentive, obligation for corporation. With PRT, cover rate, exemption, and liability for aperture. VAT includes rate, registration, exemption, and application for goods or service. These elements play a significant role in understanding the tax landscape in Vietnam. The first important task I want to introduce you is corporate income tax, which is called CIT. The slide is an overview of CIT. Let's take a closer look at tax rate, calculation, and tax incentive applicable in Vietnam. The next important tax I'd like to discuss is PIT. In the business scope, we talk about personal income tax from wage and salary. When calculating PAT, the formula is quite simple. PAT payable equals accessible income multiplied by the tax rate. To break it down further, accessible income equals taxable income minus deduction, and taxable income equals gross income minus exemption. Please refer the diagram below for the clearer and simpler explanation. One of the most widely known taxes in Vietnam is the value-added tax we call VAT. If you're a business owner or planning to start a new venture, understand VAT is essential. VAT applies to goods or services unified for production, trade, consumption within Vietnam, even if they are purchased from the foreign sources. There are 2 methods for declaring VAT. The credit method, also known as the deduction method, involves calculating VAT liability by offset input VAT with output VAT. The upcoming table will outline the precise rate and calculation approach for both credit methods and direct methods. On the credit method, tax rate are applied to different categories of goods and service. Therefore, VAT rate applicable 0, 5, 10, and exempt VAT. For the direct method, tax rates are specific for each activity, including 1, 2, 3, and 5%. Last common tax that I want you understand is foreign contractor tax we call FCT. FCT apply for foreign organization or individual undertaking business or earning income from Vietnam on the basis of agreement with Vietnamese party, including foreign-owned company. FCT is not a separate tax, rather it comes by a combination of VAT and CT for the income of foreign business organization, or VAT and PET for the income of foreign individual. Having covered part 2 discussing common tax in Vietnam, let's move on to part 3, special taxes policy regulations. In Vietnam, tax treaty and agreement with other countries aim to prevent double taxation and encourage investment. This agree established a clear guidance for foreign investors, lessening tax burden and bringing clarity to international transactions. Vietnam offers various tax incentives and preferential treatment to attract investment. Investors can benefit from tax advantages such as break, lower rate, or exemption, determined by factors like industry, location, or the size of their investment. Criteria for eligibility often evolve aspects such as job regulation, technology sharing, and specific sectors highlighted by the government. After investors have learned about the tax system in Vietnam, as well as go through the main taxes, as investors in Vietnam markets, we will have opportunity and challenges. So that is the content of the session that I want to present next. For investors in Vietnam, there are some common tax challenges to watch out for, like dealing with the complex tax rules and administrative processes. Overcoming this difficulty involving understanding local law, seeking advice, or keeping clear financial records. Some common tax challenges foreign investors may face when investing in Vietnam, including complex tax compliance, because multiple level taxes, training regulation, filing obligation, and language barriers can make compliance difficult. The second is high and variable tax rate. CT rates are high as 20%, through lower tax rate exist for smaller companies. BET has complex tax rate up to 75%, and VAT and other taxes also apply significantly. Tax rates seem to trend frequently as well. Here is some strategy and advice to have overcome the tax challenge of investing in Vietnam. Along with challenge will always be good opportunity if you know how to use them. Here is a summary of the key opportunities arising from emerging tax change in Vietnam. The question 1. What are the current VAT rates in Vietnam, and have there been any recent change we should be aware as an investor? As we present in previous slide for VAT, the current VAT rate in Vietnam are standard rate of 10% applied to almost common goods and services in Vietnam. Reduced tax 5% apply essential goods and services, and zero rest. It is applicable for exported goods and services. But starting February 2022, the Vietnamese government reduced the VAT from 10% to 8% as a part of effort to assist the pandemic, especially local economy. However, this reduced rate wouldn't apply to the certain group of goods and services. The 8% VAT rate will be applied consistently at all stages, including as importation, production, processing, and trading. For investors, from selling products like luxury goods wouldn't benefit as much from this reduction. In contrast, companies offering consumer goods, medical supply, transportation, and basic service to the Vietnam population of 98 million stand to gain significantly from this economic stimulus policy. The second question: what is the potential tax advantage of setting up a holding company in Vietnam? That is an excellent question for the possible tax benefit of established a holding company structure here in Vietnam. Let me highlight a few key advantages. Vietnam has extensive network of double taxation agreement with many countries. This agreement have to reduce tax duplication and offering lower withholding tax rates on cross-border dividend, interest, and loyalty. Vietnam offers a range of tax incentives such as 10%, 15%, and 17%, or private sector like technology and renewable energy, along with exemption and reduction for new and specific investment. Vietnam offers a friendly environment for fundraising and financing due to stable exchange rates and low capital costs. Moreover, business in Vietnam can carry forward tax loss for up to 5 years to offset future profits. Vietnam doesn't levy withholding tax on dividends paid to foreign shareholders, benefiting the repatriation of profit to the foreign parent company.